My name is Jeanette, and I want to thank you for joining me on the channel Jane Reads. So I am Jeanette from the future coming into this video, and then we'll go to Jeanette in the past. But let me explain things first. So when I was doing my December reading vlog, I did an unhaul of my bookshelves, and I took you along with some of my decisions that I was making. Well, when I went to go put my vlog together, I realized this is way too long. I need to separate out the unhaul and bookshelf section of it to shorten that vlog video. So this is what I'm doing. So what you're going to see next is me going through my shelves and talking through decisions of whether I'm going to keep certain books or get rid of them. And then I show you all the classics that I do own, and I talk about which ones I've read, which ones I haven't read. I don't own a ton. And then I redo my shelves. Now you don't see a lot of my redo of my shelves, you just see the final, which you're kind of seeing now. But yes, so that is what this video is. So let's go back in time and journey through my shelves. We're sitting on the floor by my bookshelves, kind of the lower shelves that you'd never see. And at my desk, I have this box. And this is books I have decided to unhaul that I did not put back on my shelf after I read them. So let's take a look at this box. As I drop a bunch of books, as you can see, the box itself is full. And then I had books sitting on top. So we are going to unhaul or go through these books that I'm hauling, and I still need to make some room on my shelves. And I've made a decision about this section here, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Okay, Mountaintop by Robert Whitlow. Did not enjoy. We Three Kings, this is a novella collection. I only enjoyed one of them. I don't want to keep the whole thing. The Street Lawyer by John Grisham, did not enjoy. Adorning the Dark by Andrew Peterson, did not enjoy. Dove by Robin Lee Graham, not bad. I just have no desire to reread it. The Associate by John Grisham, I DNF'd. The Testament by John Grisham, again, it was okay, but I'm not going to reread it. The Runaway Jury by John Grisham, it was okay, I'm not going to reread it. The Pelican Brief by John Grisham, I DNF'd. Dangerous Mountain Rescue by Christy Barrett, I have another book. I have a 2-in-1 book that I found, and I really want to read both of those books, so I don't need the single copy. Playing for Pizza by John Grisham, did not enjoy. Same Kind of Different as Me by Ron Hall and Denver Moore. This was a book that was given to me by my mom. I'm just not interested. The Beloved Stranger by Grace Livingston Hill. It's another book that was given to me by my mom that I'm just not interested. And Beyond Silence by Tracy Peterson and Kimberly Woodhouse, again from my mom, and I'm not interested. Okay, then we have The Things We Knew by Catherine West. It was okay, I didn't mind it, however, I'm not going to reread it. Missing Mabel by Nancy Mell. This was entertaining. I do want to continue the series, but I'll probably read them on my Kindle, and I'm just not interested in keeping it. The Cross-Examination of Randy Singer. I read it. It was okay. I'm not going to reread it. Beyond This Moment by Tamara Alexander. This is book 2 of the Timber Ridge Reflections series. I have not read this one. I read book 1 of the series and did not like it, so I have no desire to continue the series. And Children of the Stars by Mario Escobar. I read this one. I enjoyed it at times. There was other times that just left me questioning. I'm not going to reread it. I don't need to keep it. Okay. Now, should I bring you closer to my John Grisham shelf? Okay, so first, oops. Me and my husband at Walt Disney World, Epcot, a number of years ago. I think this is from 2013. I love this picture. Okay. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 books that are left on this shelf. A couple of them I have read within the last couple years. And now I'm not remembering which ones. Well, that's not good. Okay, so I'm just going to go through and I'm going to get rid of most of these because after my experience, I don't plan on reading them. So we've got The Firm. This, again, these are all quite a few years old. I want to say, like, these are from his first works to, I don't know what his most recent, like, this is book number 2 that he ever wrote. This is published February of 92, as I said. When Mitch signed on at Bendy, Lambert, and Locke of Memphis, he thought he and his beautiful wife Abby were on their way. The firm leased him a BMW, paid off his school loans, arranged a mortgage, and hired him a decorator. Mitch should have remembered what his brother Ray, doing 15 years in a Tennessee jail, already knew. You never get nothing for nothing. Now the FBI has the lowdown on Mitch's firm and needs his help. Mitch is caught between a rock and a hard place with no choice if he wants to live. I don't know. That one does sound interesting. So that's a maybe. The Chamber, this was one I definitely want to keep because I remember really enjoying it and I want to reread it. A Painted House, I have no desire. The King of Torts, I have no desire. The Brethren, they call themselves the Brethren, 3 disgraced former judges doing time in a Florida federal prison. One was set up for tax evasion, another for skimming bingo profits, and the third for a career-ending drunken joyride. Meeting daily in the prison law library, taking exercise walks in their boxer shorts, these judges turned felons can reminisce about the good old court cases, dispense a little jailhouse justice, and contemplate where their lives went wrong. I don't really care. The Last Juror. Is this the one? No, it was the summons I read. Oh. I remember the name of it that I really enjoyed. So, The Last Juror. In 1970, Willie came to Clanton, Mississippi in a Triumph Spitfire and a fog of vague ambitions. Within a year, the 23-year-old found himself the owner of the Ford County's only newspaper, famous for its well-crafted obituaries. While the rest of America was in the grips of turmoil, Clanton lived on the edge of another age, until the brutal murder of a young mother rocked the town and thrust Willie into the center of a storm. Huh, that one does sound a little bit interesting. Maybe. The Partner. Once he was a well-liked, well-paid young partner in a thriving Mississippi law firm. Then Patrick stole $90 million from his own firm and ran for his life. Oh my gosh. 4 years. For 4 years, he evaded men who were rich, powerful, and would stop at nothing to find him. Then, inevitably, on the edge of the Brazilian jungle, they finally track him down. I don't care. He's a thief. I don't care. The Rainmaker. He's a young lawyer who does yard work in exchange for rent. Then one little case begins to explode. Oh, this, as I drop the book, this is a movie. I remember this one. It's summer in Memphis. The sweat is sticking to Rudy Baylor's shirt, and creditors are nipping at his heels. Once he had aspirations of breezing through law school and punching his ticket to the good life. Now he doesn't have a job or a prayer except for one, an insurance dispute that leaves a family devastated and opens the door for a lawsuit, if Ruby can find a way to file it. That's another maybe. And A Time to Kill. So this is the very first book. This one is definitely a movie. And I have no desire. The Client, also a movie. I remember this movie so vividly. And I remember being scared. And I was young, probably. I was young. I was a teenager when I watched it. And yeah, it just disturbing for sure. I don't think I'm going to read the book. The Broker. Now, I did read this one. I enjoyed it, but I'm not going to reread it. And The Summons, again, I've read this one. I enjoyed it. I'm not going to reread it. Skipping Christmas. This one has been made into a movie, Christmas with the Cranks. I do plan on rereading this at some point. The Rocketeer. I have never read this one, and I don't know. Who is the Rocketeer, and what does he have to do with the judge's ultimate untimely demise? His name for the moment is Malcolm Bannister. Job status, former attorney. Current resident, the federal prison camp near Maryland. Yeah, no. I don't want to read about inmates. And then The Whistler. I read this one a number of years ago, and I do remember enjoying it. I read this one. It was a fairly new release when I read this one, so 2016. We expect our judges to be honest and wise. Yes, we do. The integrity and impartiality are the bedrock of the entire judicial system. We trust them to ensure fair trials, to protect the rights of all litigants, and to punish those who do wrong, and to oversee the orderly and efficient flow of justice. But what happens when a judge bends the law or takes a bribe? It's rare, but it happens. Again, no desire to reread. Okay, so I have kept 2 for sure. And then I have 3 possibilities. So I went from 15 to 5. Look at all that extra room I have on the shelf now. Okay, I'm going to have to rearrange my shelves, but okay. Now, you can't even see this section. I don't think I'm getting rid of anything there. Under this shelf, one below, bring it down, is my classics. So, on here, I'll go through every book and I'll pull them out because you can't see this shelf. We have my William Shakespeare collection. All the works, all the comedies, history plays, and tragedies, and all of the poetry, including the sonnets. Yeah, I don't really plan on reading it, but I'm going to keep it. Then we have A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. I do plan on reading this at some point. Then we have my Anne of Green Gables collection. So I did get Anne of Green Gables, the box set for Christmas. So I will be getting rid of most of these because I don't need them now that I have the box set. But there's a couple I plan on keeping. So this is Anne of Green Gables with illustration. This is a hardcover edition with some illustrations inside. Kind of freaky looking illustrations, but they're kind of also entertaining. It's just, they're just at the beginning of each chapter. So you can't even really. You can barely see them. So I do plan on keeping this one because it's hardcover. And it's kind of entertaining. Then we have Anne of Avonlea. I'm getting rid of this one. I have this edition of Anne of the Island. And this edition was published of 1915. Wait, is that really when this one was published? Yes, 1915. So I'm definitely keeping this one. Then I have Anne of the Island in the hardcover, just like this one. But I'm getting rid of these because this is the only two I have in the hardcover. Then in that same style, I have House of Dreams, but this one is paperback, so I'm getting rid of this one because, again, it's the only one I have that way. And then I have this hardcover of Anne of Ingleside, and this one, I should take out the receipt that you can't even read. This one was published. Oh, it's kind of cool. It has all her works listed in them. So this edition was published in 1990, so it's not really a collector's edition. So those are going to go. And then the only other book on here is The Blue Castle by Alan Montgomery. So my Anne of Green Gables set matches this, my new box set. And I think that's all I'm getting rid of my classics. I think. I'm debating at this moment in time. I have Fahrenheit 451 by Ray Bradbury. I recently read it. It wasn't as enjoyable the second time around as I remembered the first time around, but I'm going to keep it. I have Emma by Jane Austen. I read this. I did really enjoy it. I have Great Expectations by Charles Dickens. I have not read this. I have The Importance of Being Earnest. I have not read this. Then I have these two really cool editions. I have Heidi and Black Beauty. I have read Heidi. I have not read Black Beauty. Hopefully maybe this year. So I'm definitely keeping these guys. I love those editions. And then the only other classics I have... Oh. I have Animal Farm and 1984 by George Orwell. I really enjoy Animal Farm. I've read 1984, and if it was just 1984, I'd be unhauling, but because it's a bind up, and I really like this edition. Then the only other classics I have are my Agatha Christie, and I love that these match. So we have 450 from Paddington. I really want to read this one soon. At Bertram's Hotel. Murder on the Orient Express. I have read this one. And Death on the Nile, which I have not read. Okay, so that is it in classics. No, it is not. I just realized. I also have The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. I have DNF this book. As you can see, my bookmark is still in it. But I'm keeping it for now. Don't ask me why. I just have room, and I'm keeping it. Okay. Now, Christian fiction. This is where I need to make room on my shelves. I have made a decision. I am unhauling this series by Susan May Warren. This is the Sky King Ranch series. So we've got book 3 is Sundown, book 2 is Sunburst, and book 1 is Sunrise. I just did not enjoy this series, and I've only kept it on my shelves because book 2 was gifted to me, so I will take out the gift note and I will pass the series on because I am not going to reread it. And that creates some room on my shelf. Now, I have books in the way that I can't move my stand to show you. And you still can't really see anyways. But now I have like this whole space. I think I'm going to unhaul this one too. Reconstructing Natalie. I really enjoyed it, and it really kind of opened my eyes to what some people go through, especially with breast cancer. And it was entertaining at times, but I'm not going to reread it. Well, now, all my Karen Whitmires can go together for right now. Get that. Okay, I think I'm undecided here. This is where I'm undecided. I have the Tides of Truth. I should move. I have the Tides of Truth set by Robert Whitlow. This is older. I really enjoyed the Deeper Water, but I wasn't a fan of the rest of them. I don't think I'm going to reread them. I don't know. Then we also have the Alex Lindale. Oh, Santi. Isn't this Alex Lindale? I don't know. I don't know. We also have this series, Life Everlasting and Life Support. And I don't think I'm going to reread this one either. I don't know. So that's another possibility. Then, again, you can't see because I can't move my stand. I have more Robert Whitlow. I think I'm going the wrong way. And more Robert Whitlow that I'm keeping. And then my Love Inspired that I'm keeping for now. Okay, let's move you. Okay, so next shelf up, I've got... This is another series that I'm debating about by Jill Elizabeth Nelson, is To Catch a Thief. I really enjoyed this series, and it reminds me a lot, I read this one first, so the Serena Jones mystery, To Catch a Dolly art. Why can I not think of the names of them? But this reminds me a lot of it because it's about art theft and stuff. I really enjoyed these, but I don't think I'm going to reread them. I've already read them twice, maybe 3 times. So I'm debating. And my set doesn't match. So that kind of makes me want to, because you see how this one's matte with the green and this one's very dark. And this one's very dark. So I'm debating. Then we have Randy Singer that... I feel like I'm missing a book here. Did I have a Randy Singer I was getting rid of, other than the cross-examination? Huh. I don't know. Sarah Sundin I'm not getting rid of. Oh, okay, here's the other set. So I've got Dreaming in Black and White and Dreaming in Technicolor by Laura Jensen Walker. This is a YA Phoebe Grant series. And I read this one this year and I did enjoy it. It made me laugh at times. But this book has been on my rereads bingo board for 2 years and I have not read it. I think that is a sign. I don't want to reread it, so I'm getting rid of both. Let's go up another level. Okay, so got Liz Johnson, which I'm keeping. Dee Henderson, I'm keeping for now. Irene Hannon. Dee Henderson. And then this is my Hope Harbor series, so I'm keeping those. We need to go up again. Okay, Lynn H. Blackburn, Pepper Basham, Kate Breslin. I did enjoy A Quilt for Christmas. That's one that I probably would get rid of if I hadn't enjoyed it. I'm still reading the series, so I'm keeping. Dance and Dawn Gal by Jennifer Delamere. It's one I'm debating about. I didn't really enjoy it that well. However, I have a gift note and a signed book plate by her. So I'm undecided on this one. Then Jennifer Delamere, Lynette Eason, Suzanne Woods Fisher, Rachel Fordham, Irene Hannon. Keeping for sure. And the very top that you can't see. And still can't see. Well, if I hold you like that. So we've got Terry Blackstock. Except for that one book at the end. If I Were You by Lynn Austin. And I'm keeping this because I'm still reading that duology. and the rest of them are all Terry Blackstock. So, did I make enough room on my shelf? Probably not. Yeah, let me move some stuff around and see what happens. Okay, I have finished and I've got it to fit for now, and I have room. Pretty sure I have room. And here's my pile that's being unhauled. Okay, so I don't know if I actually said how many books I'm getting rid of. In the end, I got rid of 44 books. 44. And I did decide to keep the Jennifer Dival book, A Dance in Dongal, and I did decide to keep the Jill Elizabeth Nelson series, the Art Heist series. I don't know what it's actually called offhand, but To Catch a Thief maybe is the name of the series. I'm not sure. But I did decide to keep those books for now because I had room on my shelves for them. They might end up on the chopping block later on down the line because as I read more, but we'll see what happens. So that is the update for now. If you want to see an updated bookshelf tour, please let me know. I would be willing to film one, in a bit at some point in the future if you're interested in that. A lot of my books have not changed, so maybe you wouldn't be interested. I don't know. Just let me know. I want to thank you for taking the time to watch this video today, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.